Alright, what's up everybody, China Killer here. So in this video I want to talk to you about how I made over $8,500 from one option contract. Before we begin, let's talk about what is an option. An option is the right but not the obligation to buy 100 share of a company within a specific period of time. Unlike stocks where you buy one stock for say $150 with and you only own one stock option, you could buy 100 share for a specific price that the sellers are willing to sell for. So on February 24th, I decided to buy Adobe call option for 580. At the time, Adobe was about 320 or so, and I bought it call option for 580 for Adobe, and the expiration would be in for next year. So it's about a year and a half away. At the time when I bought this, it's about 390, so it cost me about $390 to buy this contract. And by the time I sold the Adobe contract, which is which I sold about November 17, 2023. I sold it for about $84.90, and after the regulatory fee, I got about $84.90. I'm sorry, $88,489.97, and then we subtract what I paid for it, which is about $390. So I made about $8,100 just from this one contract, guys. And this is the reason why I was able to make this amount, is because I basically was in the money, because at the time I sold the Adobe contract, Adobe had hit about $602 or so. So I was pretty much in the money way before expiration. So this contract went up but over 2,000%, guys. So in this contract, I made, as I said, about $8,100 just from this one contract. This is just one of my contract, guys. So this is just the power of option trading, guys. And you could also lose money, but in my case, where I buy a call option saying that the stock is going to go up over a period of time, it's basically, if it had went the opposite way and it came down during that time, I could have lost $390, which would be the max I could lose. I could only lose the what I put in with this kind of strategy. Could earn endless amount of money, guys. I could earn, this could have turned, if I hold this contract, it could turn into 16,000, 20,000, you know. So this is the power of what we can do to use to make a lot of money. But keep in mind, it's very risky, guys. I use technical analysis and fundamental analysis when I made this call option, because I had noticed that the stock was at a level that it hadn't really been in a long time. So I'm going to show you on the chart. All right, so here, when I bought it, as you can see, it was about February, what day did I say? February 24th, and the option was about 320. Now, if you look back in the history, in like 2020, right, you can see that this stock, I'm sorry, hasn't hit 320. The level 320 was around April 2020, right? And if you can look at the chart right now, you could see that it just has been up from 2020, from about let's say May 2020 to about say August or September 2022. So that's a long time, guys. So the potential that the stock was going to go back up is very high in my opinion. It could have went down a little bit, but as you can see, the one of the lowest level has been over the years is about 440 or so, 390, 389, 360. And then it had hit come to 284 on September 23rd, 2022, and then from there it has been up for the most part. So when I saw it came down in February of 24th, I was like, man, this haven't been this level in a long time. So I use support and resistance, guys. This basically in the Robinhood app, it's more challenging to draw support and resistance lines and stuff like that. But pretty much what I did was I said, let's go back to the chart to the other one. I said basically, say the support is down here, right? I bought it. Uh, about February 24th, right? And then say the resistance is at this level, right? So now, what this is showing me, which would the support would be the bottom line, right? So in February of 2024, 2023, February of 24, 2023, as you can see, the support line will be right under this line right here, coming straight across. And then the resistance line, I would draw it to where it has previously been like a high, like a medium high, which I would say maybe about 465, 466. And then here it had hit 445, so around this level, I would say resistant level. So as you can see, it's a decent gap, and the chance of it going up was pretty high, as I said. Plus, there's fundamental where there was a news that came out around that time. Something strange was happening with some Adobe thing, but it's nothing based on like, it's just some news, and it just happened that seemed like people were selling the Adobe, so it came down drastically, and I was like, man, I gotta get on top of this. But the whole thing that I'll say is that I'll recommend doing some fundamental analysis and some technical analysis when you're making these decisions, because as I said, you can lose money and you can make a lot of money, but it all depends on what you see in the market. As far as, do you see that the chance of it going up is pretty high? And sometimes you can be right, but sometimes things happen in the world, like could be maybe something happened in the government, right? Some war or something broke out, some thing in the world happened, so it can make the stock go down. But if you do your research, it's a position that you, whether that's a call or a put. So I recommend make sure that we do our extensive research and make sure that we're making the right theory. So if this happened, then it's this going to happen. Maybe leaps that's within 6 months to 2 years out, so that you have a lot of time, so your option could increase in value, right? Versus if you do like a 1 day expiration, you can make a lot of money, but it's very risky. You could also lose a lot of money. But that's for another video. That's what I want to share with you guys real quick, guys. My little take on how I made about 8,101 of my contract with option trading. So if you guys enjoy the content, feel free to subscribe and like the video. Let's get it. For His glory, peace.